volume off and we'll do it live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cyberpunk Red, A Pound of Flesh and Steel. This is the Monster Squad, Season 2, Episode 8, A Serpent in Eden. Welcome, everyone, in. The lady is abed. The guests have been filed away into various torture and pleasure chambers. Depending on their performance, toys have been put away. It's time for a button to play, or in this case, to run. We are back here with the Monster Squad, having stopped a gang of posers who were posing as a poser, who's posing as another poser, posing as Hunter S. Thompson. They were able to stop the explosion that would have, as they found out once the bomb actually went off, would have done more than just taken out this apartment complex, actually. These people are not very smart. They kind of overstuffed it a bit. So much so that Max Tack got called in, and everybody had to hide for a little bit because they did not want to have that conversation. Though, interestingly enough, as Hazelnut found out, the lady who, up to this point, you really hadn't had much dealings with her, but the wife of the main adventurer that had been your contact through this, went down and talked to Max Tech, and they left. Well, they didn't so much left as they walked over to a bar and beat the crap out of some maelstrom. But, you know, that's basically just a night out for them. Yes, you killed the dudes, playing the dudes disguised as other dudes who disguised as another dude. Yes, 100%.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Did any of them make it out? I think one of them survived out of that poser gang. It was
was that before or after Blair murdered someone?
It was yes. It was the one who made it and did not get shot in the back of the head.
Technically, two. One just vanished into the ether.
I think one of them just did not say anything. I'm not going to turn my life on. They just walked away, and that's what saved them. Not having a positive expectation of their life after that is what saved their life.
Yes, 100%. Okay, so, and after that, you got a little phone call from the Jack of Hearts, and just wanted to check in, see what was going on, and you had remembered to go check on something, too. Something that had been told to you by the handler of Razmataz. Well, seemed like a handler. It was some sort of corporate guy. Corporate and a technician, actually, a med tech, who mentioned that maybe you might want to actually look at this garden, because this garden is not a garden. This is not what you're envisioning. And after, luckily, being detoxified of blue razzmatazz, which you also had discovered was specifically engineered to be as addictive as possible, while giving you delusions of grandeur, you came up to have a little smoke break, basically. And you got to see this garden. And two things hit you for the garden. One, it's massive. Absolute. This is not, like I said, a garden. This is a farm. There is all sorts of things being grown here, things being grown in bulk. These are things like, a lot of these things you didn't get in your salad, for damn sure. And the other thing that struck to you specifically, Mr. B, are these guys. These hydration centers. Something you hadn't seen since you had gotten to Night City, because Night City doesn't make use of them. They seem to be very specific tech. Tech that appears in only one place as far as you know now. The Junkyard and the Pound. And that is where we're going to start off after we talk with each person to find out who they're playing and where their head's at. We will go with Dr. Dresden last because, Mr. B last, because Mr. B has some chatting to do or some exploring, or I don't know, maybe he'll just go back into the elevator and go, yeah, no, hell with this. So we'll start off with Satine. Satine, who are you? Who are you playing? Where's your head at? And also, give me your HP and SP, if you would, please.
All right. Hi, I'm Gin. I'm playing Satine, the vampire rocker boy, who had a very good night and had a very relaxing shower and is just having a nice time and is like, oh, right, this is happening. And my max HP, once I actually get the thing to load, is 60.
Yes, but what is your current HP?
47.
47, because you have gotten some hurt. And your SP? Like, how bad is your armor on?
I'm gonna say a 9 because I didn't actually make a mark of that.
Okay. Roll a d6 real quick, if you would, please, and tell me what you get.
Okay.
Hey, Meter Monkey. Welcome to the game. A 2!
Ooh.
I want to play.
Okay, you have just had, after, the fighting and all of that, and sort of a confusing time, but also some good times. You've had, you made a lot of fans, and for once they weren't all 30 plus, 40 plus women who are looking for a twink vampire boy to stuff in their beds. And you had perhaps a really good time with the two young women who are very professional downstairs in the apartment complex. You gain 2 humanity as you shower away, and basically you were feeling probably about as good as you've ever felt, especially since you came to this. You're maybe the only person with a positive attitude right now.
Probably.
Okay. Hazelnut.
Yeah, tis me.
Yes.
I am. Yeah, sorry. I am Whiteout. I am playing Hazelnut. Currently, I am at 35 of 35 and 11 out of 11.
Because your friendly neighborhood med tech basically kept you out of danger that entire time.
Yes.
You have multiple files and access to all kinds of secrets. You've got files that was taken from the massive vehicles that Razmataz and his crew came in, which have some interesting information. You've already found one of the informations out, and along with talking with the med tech, both the med tech in your group, Scalpel, and the med tech at this apartment complex, you were the one who kind of discovered that the soda, the blue razzmatazz berry, was designed to be as addictive as possible. For those of you who know Cyberpunk Red systems, it is a 19 to avoid. You have to beat a 19, so you have to get a 20 to avoid becoming addicted. And it is designed to give you delusions of grandeur.
They basically did the opposite of what the Piranhas did with the Piranha Smash, and made it super addictive rather than non-addictive.
Yes.
Less
Yep.
addictive.
Yes, it is super addictive, and it will give you delusions of grandeur. It'll make you think you have a +2 to all rolls when actually you have a -2 to all rolls. As the good bear found out. Well, never. I don't know if you actually ever found out. You might still think that stuff was making you better than you were. Who knows?
I was in the room when they talked about it.
Okay.
It detoxed me.
Okay.
Yep.
But you also have a little more information if you want to check through it later on from those big machines. And you are the one who noticed the corporate in the apartment complex. I can't remember her name, so we're just going to call her Lydia. And somehow or another, she had enough pull to talk Max Tack to back off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which I let the bear know.
yes, she has some connections. Some connections more than it seems. So this woman who at first just looked like a woman in a suit, she is definitely a woman in a suit. No, actually, luckily the bear did not, Mr. B did not get addicted because he got hit by a rapid detox. when
So
they.
I'm pretty sure it's not all. Did someone get it to go? Oh, oh wait, never mind. Capital C.
Okay. But yeah, you have that information. You have and you have the information. Some other, basic info. I think from. No, that might be the only place you got it from. You got it from that, from the vehicles. So you do have the undoctored material from the fight with Razmataz as well on your computer. Okay. Scalpel!
Mm-hmm.
Where your head's at?
So I'm Nakakiti Sasha. I am playing Scalpel, the big cat mad tech. And now that Mr. B's up and on his feet, probably gonna go looking for Hazelnut.
I think Hazelnut actually came to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever actually noticed I got in the room.
So Scalpel is gonna give Hazelnut a hug and just say, hey, you did a good job out there today. And pat him on the head and say, very good, bud.
Oh, look at that. What's the HP on Scalpel?
Scalpel is currently at 44 out of 55 and 9 SP on her subdermal.
One other thing. I'm trying to think, because there might have been one other thing that the medtech wanted to make. It's not in my head, so I guess it's fine. Okay. So the next person to go is Blair et al. Blair.
I am Moose playing Blair, raccoon reporter extraordinaire. My current headspace right now would be just trying to monitor anything reported about this Max Tac deployment. Try to make sure that at least the Pound isn't tied to it. Hope we're not tied to it. See if they arrested anyone, etc. Just tapping all my sources to find out what is out there, and because one of the stipulations of our assignment was to make sure this didn't come back to the Pound, and if we just mess that up, I'd rather we know than find out.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Okay, and your HP?
Current HP is 35 out of 40.
Okay, and your SP? Your SP?
I'm looking for that.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it's 10 out of 11.
All right. Okay. 4. So that leaves us then with Mr. B. B. First things first. What is your HP and SP?
My HP and SP. My HP is currently at 33 out of 55, and my SP is at 5.
Yes, you went through a lot in that fight.
Yeah, it's been a lot in general. I think Mr. B's having a tough time trying to figure out like what at the end of the day is like his goal.
Mm-hmm.
He thought in his heart that he was trying to find the best, way out for everybody, but if anything, things are getting more and more muddled, and he's kind of trying to figure things out.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, you've come from the Pound, and in the Pound, it was pretty easy, at least when it came to your targets, to know who the bad guy was. The more you go into Night City, not only is it harder to find out who the quote-unquote bad guy is, it's hard to find out, like, if there is any bad guy, or good guys either. It's more people just living their lives under the thumb of late-stage capitalism. But hey, you got cool cybernetics, so, it's kind of worth it. Depending on how you look at it. And we will be starting right there. You have just walked out of the elevator. You have seen the irrigation, the spheres of special liquid or whatever it is that creates the hydration that turns what you have come to know as very closely to an irradiated landscape into a functioning biosystem. And they have apparently used this to turn the top of an apartment complex into a full-grown farm. And you see Lydia chatting away on her phone and smoking her own cigarette. You can either approach her, you can walk around, look around, you can do whatever you want. Take a dive off the apartment complex if you want. That's the joy of role-playing. Ah! The joy of role-playing games.
Like,
Woo-hee! Yahoo! Wahoo! Everyone knows that, Goopy.
I think I'm just gonna kind of walk around a bit, keep my ears open, just, if I hear any snippets, but just kind of take in the sights.
Okay.
There's a lot to take in.
All right, where would you like to go? Yeah, just put yourself in a
This is not where
direction.
I'm stopping. I'm just kind of like figuring out like the lay. I'm gonna like kind of pace up and down this way.
Okay. You get to this area, and once again, the thing that you notice the most about this, well, roll education or anything that you think, and you can pitch it to me, would have you sort of like having some kind of knowledge of either farming or different plants, bio uses, or so on. You can also use basic tech.
Give me just one moment. I'm just looking because now that I have like dealer's choice, if I can justify it, I have to see what all my choices are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I roll business for two reasons? One, just to guesstimate, like, that this, like, how much value is sitting in here, but also how much this stands to disrupt and cause problems if this spreads.
Before you do that, I would like you to roll a library search. And remember, you get a +2 because of your agent.
Yeah. That's a 10.
Okay. You have some basic background knowledge. Now go ahead and roll your business. And depending on what you do on your business will help.
Goodbye, dice!
Whee!
That's a 6 plus 11, so 17.
17. The first thing you notice is that the crops that you're seeing, they're not great. As you're looking at them, the crops on this side of the little farm are not really what you would call food crops. They could be used as food. You could make the grain into, probably some really milly bread. And there is corn here, but the corn quality, as you're looking through, it seems to have been modified somehow or another. When you sort of like reach and touch, you don't get that nice kind of, firm little push back from the stalks. It's very much more sort of saturated. The husks kind of have a quality as though something is like leaking through. And when you sort of like bring it up to your nose, because I assume you're not going to put it on your tongue, it smells way sweeter than even corn. I mean, corn has is sort of a sugar, and but this smells like something that has been modified for that. Now, as far as what that would be used for, roll basic tech.
I got the highest fructose corn syrup.
Turns out this is where Razzmatazz is getting his stuff.
I would fucking shit a brick.
Sorry.
That's a 10 total.
That's a 10 total. Okay, you're not entirely sure. You probably need one of the techies to tell you something about that. But one thing you do know is you see off in the distance, you see some sort of computer readout and some sort of machine that is churning away. And if you get a better look at it, you might have more of an opportunity to figure that out, or you could get one of your tech bros to come up here and take a look.
I just typed Agent Pink. Can literally anybody smarter than me take a stroll up top?
Sure.
Am I overhearing anything from the conversation? Guys, I've been just kind of browsing through.
She seems to be talking more than anything. Like you hear, yes, Snoopy. I don't know what the fuck it is. That's what he wants. Yeah. Yeah. No. I took care of it. Yeah, I know. It's off the grid. Off the grid. I know the heat's a little too much, but come on. Everything is fine. We are still nominal. Everything is fine. That's mostly what you're hearing.
Gotcha.
And for those of you who do remember, Snoopy is a name that was mentioned by one of the Max Tech guys when they backed down. They said, "Yeah, all right. Well, mine's going to be mine's going to be named Snoopy." Now, what that means is anyone's guess. Okay, so you were coming up here, Hazelnut.
Scalpel will come with as well.
Okay. So Hazelnut will drop you, and I will drop you to Scalpel. Second. There we go. Scalpel comes in on their side, sliding in. Okay, that is a knockdown. There we go. All right. So you both come up here, and yeah, Hazelnut, you've never seen a farm like this, and you're very familiar because you've actually worked on the inside of the pound with the tech people. They don't have anything like this. Like, the closest is you heard that there's supposed to be some sort of lab out there with like a whole lot of flora and fauna, but that's its own thing. And you do know, like, immediately you spot the hydration units. And you also know from your position as a tech, these hydration units they're not used in Night City. They don't need them in Night City, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're specifically designed to grow things very quickly in an environment that is not conducive to growth, because a good portion of the scrapyard, once again, is irradiated due to the bombs that were dropped up there. By the way, she sees you two come up, and it's sort of like too much company, so she just kind of walks her way over here to what looks to be some sort, like you'd expect a shed, but you do see there's like full-on computers and stuff going on.
I'll just walk up to... I honestly don't know if he's actually said his name to Hazel.
Who, me?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if you ever actually did.
I mean, the agent probably pings you as like it's Mr. B or something like that.
Right. Yeah. You need something, Mr. B?
Just taking in the scenery. Don't see something like this very often.
Yeah, it looks like quite the operation up here.
Both of you, well, I mean, if the question is asked, then the question has been asked, so I'll wait.
Something's up with the corn. Seems I'm not a green thumb, but pretty potent, sweet stuff in there.
Yeah, you can smell it from here.
Roll a basic tech, Hazelnut.
Can I use electronics?
No, because that's electronics and security. That would be something different. That would be if you like mess around.
I have to try.
Yeah.
19.
19. Okay. So you're looking at this, and you're kind of like looking at the sort of the levels of sort of wash off. And yes, it does smell sweet, but you're looking at it, and I mean, how are you looking at it? Tell me like exactly what you're doing to this corn stalk in front of you.
I'm like pinching it with my fingers to see how it feels and sniffing at it.
Just because
Trying to get a good feel of it.
yeah, basic tech also in this game has some relation to drugs and so on, and other things. You don't actually think this is edible. The more you're messing around with it, the more you're like, this is like, yeah, it has a sickly sweet aspect to it, but you wouldn't put this in your mouth, and you don't think anyone else should either, quite frankly.
And there's a logical leap I want to make, but I don't know if, like, I see it as something that I would think of in the terms of electronics, not in terms of the security.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. Do a library search real quick, because there is something that is kind of like tickling the back of your mind about that.
Right,
Can I
maybe
take a
rolling
guess if I
medical
have
tech?
a guess about it?
Oh, okay. Tell you what. You, Scalpel, you can do a med tech. Hazelnut, you're doing your thing. What did you want to do? Did you want to make a guess, did you say?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if like it rings any bells. Like, you know, the Mr. B's just like thinking of the business applications of corn throughout history,
Okay.
and
Yeah, there's a pretty important one.
ethanol. Fuel.
There's 24 for library search.
Okay. Okay, well, first of all, we're going to go start with Scalpel. Scalpel, what'd you get?
Yeah, I just need to check up exactly how medical tech is worked out because it's not something that's directly on the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
But I should send you the med tech sheet. It actually does have a thing for that.
Okay. Drive system and drugs. Okay, so that is a 25.
Okay. So you definitely know that this, just looking at it, would be too sweet for consumption. And you also, like, can't help but think that sugar does represent sugar is energy. It's calories. It's power. It's heat. And you're thinking that at the same time as Mr. B mentions ethanol. And that hits on you, because what did you roll, Hazelnut?
24.
Okay. And that was off of what?
Library search?
Yes, library search. Okay. So, like, it's one of those things that people are aware of, you know, but it's not like something that people like really, really tend to think about. But Night City runs. Night City runs really, really well. There's no real energy crisis per se at the moment, and that is because a alternate fuel source was discovered that could be made from, I believe, grain, a specific type of grain that I believe Biotechnica was the company that created it, and then I cannot remember the name of the company that bought all the farms.
Solvile, I think?
What was that?
Was it Solvile, or?
Yeah, that might have been it. But yeah, another company bought all, like, once this was discovered, they bought all the farms and cornered the market on gas, on energy, entirely, basically.
Petrochem.
Yeah, it might have been Petrochem.
Petrochem.
Yeah, Petrochem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Solvoil's fighting them right now.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So they cornered the market 100% on that. And you're looking at all of this and thinking, huh. And it's hard not to notice these large barrels over here are that large processing thing in the back.
Mhm.
The problem is Biotechnica doesn't own any of the farms. There are an awful lot of buildings with an awful lot of space up top. And if you had a massive, specially designed hydration system that was created to create an abundance in an area where there is nothing, perhaps you could make your own farms. And, you'd probably plant a few crops for the people who are living there, and they would be happy enough to get fresh food, and they would probably tend to your crops, and then you would just, come in and collect the thing that they can't eat, so they're not going to be using it.
So basically, this is a chew-2 farm.
Basically. Except
I was gonna ask.
it looks...
Is this like an?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say. So we're looking at an alternative to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the regular one is already safe to eat,
Yeah.
but this is something even more.
This is obviously they're trying to make something more potent. Because they don't want to just enter the market, they want to own the market.
And if this place blew up, that would have been even worse.
Bad. Yeah.
Oof.
I hope they have a grounding wire. Oh.
And I will say, with everything that you know up to this point, yeah, there's a little bit of exploitation here. It's not necessarily evil, it's kind of morally gray. They're just trying to make a profit. And they are putting people at risk to do so.
I mean, if they weren't trying to make a profit in Night City, I'd be more worried, honestly.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Honestly, I'm just sitting here so the food company thinks that they're competition. What's
Yeah.
the name of the but they're not.
Yeah,
They're
Continental
not
Brands. Yes, Continental Brands just thinks that it's a very fancy farm, and doesn't want a bunch of these farms sprouting up all over the place and cutting them out of their business. Meanwhile, whoever set this up was not thinking we're going to feed the people. They were thinking much, much grander.
Ooh, that's actually really fair because Continental Brands is struggling right now.
That?
Continental Brands is struggling right now in the timeline.
And so, I mean, I think we have enough information and leverage to make that part go away. We're not gonna get into specifics or anything, but I think we can figure something out once we put our heads together.
I mean, the thing is, this place looks like it's done with work from the town. Do we really want to mess it up here?
I'm not planning on doing that.
Okay.
I think we gotta be really
I think I
careful.
misunderstood what you were saying then, Mr. B.
I'm saying because we have to get rid of the corpo guy who's been digging into this, who knows already
Right.
about this.
Yeah, all the corporate guy knows is that another corporation is funding these areas. A corporation that he says that they are in competition with. He didn't name the corporation.
Yeah. And I don't know how much they would know to be in competition. Our old ball and chain.
Well, that's a thing. Roll business.
The business work?
Yeah, business.
Yay.
Business will work for this.
It's my thing. I can roll business.
Business.
I got a 50.
A 15?
Mhm.
Maybe you just don't have enough information. You're not sure. But from what you know from sort of and having sort of like an edge view of the Pound. The Pound itself as an organization has nothing to do with any of this. As far as like, you can't see where they would get a profit from this. They don't have the face in Night City. They don't have the movers and shakers. Their entire operation is out wherever the hell the scrapyard is, which again you have no idea because of the way the monster machines basically are coffins when they bring you guys out here. So you have no idea where it is. But one thing you do know is it's nowhere in Night City.
And this, just seems like a lot of risk to expose themselves to when they keep that tech close to home, so... It's tech.
Now, who would have access to the Pound tech is the question, perhaps.
Would have been that crazy bitch that tried to take over? That essentially brainwashed my entire group?
No, she was small players. She was small players.
Okay.
The doctor that she was working with, the quote quote good doctor, he was part of the original crew from the scientists that would eventually develop the Pound. So there's something there. But beyond that, and when it comes right down to it, Mr. B, you're seeing technology that you've seen in the Pound, but you don't think that this is the Pound's. It's not one of their operations.
So
What you're saying is the good doctor is a very bad boy.
So here's my question then.
Mm-hmm.
And this should be a team. I think we should have a team discussion on this, honestly.
Well, you can always go downstairs to the apartment complex.
Yeah, at least for now.
Okay. And we will move everybody. Campaign board settings. By the way, we are playing on Tailspire. For those who don't know, this was actually created relatively quickly, like right before a game. So, if you get Tailspire, you could too. Yes.
It is pretty fun to play around with.
Yes, and you can make these little hero, and these characters were made in Hero Forge, and you can bring them over. Anyway. And most likely you won't be streaming, so you won't have to look like an idiot while you fumble around with the buttons. Okay, where is
That's my speciality. Looking like an idiot.
apartment complex? Which one? Yep, here we go. And then escape. Why do I hit escape? I hit escape all the time.
Can't escape your problems.
Yes, I can't escape my problems. Because I am my problems. Alright. And the players are being summoned to this board. Okay, let's see who we got here. Satine, are you already in here? See if you can move a character.
I think. Yep, let me just. Oh, I was in the kitchen apparently.
Yes, because remember you were helping make food.
Ah, that's what was happening. Let me just move myself.
Let's see.
There we go.
Hazelnut. Blair, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you just pull me to the group?
Can I what?
Oh, there you are.
Just move my mini over to the group.
Get over here.
Yeah, get over here.
Second, let me get the last person in, which is Mr. B. So yeah, where are you at? Well, okay, what room do you want to have this conversation? You want to have it in the kitchen of the guy who is the husband of the person upstairs? Is that where you want to have that
Probably
conversation?
That sounds like a bad idea.
Are we getting in the shower again?
No.
But you
Can I ironically recommend the shower?
I mean, if you want to share a shower with me, Hazelnut, you can do that later.
You can
I
go
mean,
into the medtech's place. She seems to be pretty on the level.
I was gonna say, Satine's like, hey, can we just borrow their place for a few?
If you mention that, one of them goes, borrow? And gives that little look.
I mean, I don't know how it's gonna turn out, I shrug.
Well, it's like, you can't borrow, but if you want to rent this place, sure. For a little bit of time. You know, we'll jet for a bit. Basically, if you want to use their deluxe apartment in the Sky High, you're going to have to pay.
There.
It is the most comfortable place in this entire apartment complex.
Is it the cleanest?
It actually is. They're very, very, like, afterwards.
Hey, I did take a shower, so.
Yes. And they have just an immaculate bathroom.
Did they already change the sheets?
Oh, yeah. Well, they have,
They
like...
got a new waterbed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but for whatever reason, when you were talking about the medtech being on the level, all I could think of was Simpsons. Are you the devil? No, good sir, I'm on the level.
All right, so where are you going? It'll cost 100 eds if you want into the nice apartment. It will cost you nothing to go into the medtech area.
Where are my eddies? Oh, they're there. I don't know, what do y'all want to do?
I'm fine with being at the medtech area if it's, cheaper.
Go over there. We have lots of bills to pay.
Okay. Everybody just head on over.
I mean, you could say we also have mouths to feed.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming that Blair is also bringing over some of the pizza that was made.
Yep.
Do you need me to get out of here? You guys have that look like you're about to commit some sort of conspiracy that I may or may not want to be stuck in.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I mean, I'm just... Oh, okay.
And it's fine. It's fine.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to go check on the kids over here. Alright, you're in there, and you're in there. We're going to pretend there's a door there because I can't be bothered to... Oh, wait, there it is.
Hazelnut, you were on cams earlier, right? Was there anything in here?
Was there? I know there was cameras in the building, but I focused on the ones outside the building.
There didn't seem to be. She probably specifically asked not to have cameras because, it's a med tech. It's, doctor-patient privilege and that kind of thing. Because,
Pretty sure they're clean.
Yeah,
I didn't
somebody...
go deep into their system. If someone has one and they didn't exactly tell the good doctor.
No, this is not the good doctor. The good doctor is a very different person.
I know. It's like, I'm saying that because she seems nice. I don't know about a good doctor with this character.
Alright, so... From what I can tell, they're using tech much like our main employers, yet... Pretty damn sure it's not them. Do we want to get in touch with base and, get direction on what they would want us to do here?
We stopped the guy and we... Good. Just say we stopped the guy and we have enough to disenfranchise him with his viewers. I think we're done.
I think this goes beyond the scope of a mere influencer.
Yeah, that was
my
a
question
symptom
is,
of calls.
if we get involved further, what's the cause and effect here? Is it worth it?
That's why I'm like, I would prefer to go to the big bosses, make sure that we are Gucci here, that we are not stepping on their toes, and make sure that they are aware that this is going on.
You also have 2 other points of contact, just remember. You have the Jacks, and you have you have the card of the doctor that is handling Razmataz. So you could reach out to either one of those if you wanted.
The way I see it, we were sent here to do a specific job by the people who have a kill switch on the 5 of us. We do what they ask, we fuck off, the rest is their problem.
And do you think they won't have any problem if we knew that there was something going on here that they should know about?
What makes you think they don't know?
I'm not saying they don't know, but I'd like to confirm they don't know.
Alright, we can play Tattletale and then get told to come home anyway if that makes you feel better, but honestly, I think we're over and done.
I will say this: you do know that you were contracted out for a week. You have been here for about 3 days now, so you don't actually have a rendezvous until after the week is over. You don't know if you can contact them through your agents or not. Actually, you've never been out.
I'm not saying we go like Disneyland for 4 days. I'm just like, I think we've.
All right, well, let's just hang around the place and hope nobody attacks us.
For clarity, Moose is a lot less frazzled. Blair is frazzled.
Oh, absolutely, no.
I will say this, Blair. From everything that you saw, it seems like everyone is reporting that it was Maelstrom who did the terrorist attack. Basically, there was a.
That's because that's what Max Tech was told.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel good about the lone survivor knowing a different story, but let's just hope that he's not enough to sway a crowd.
The guy hopped up, dressed up like somebody else, yelling about animals on the street.
I've done more with less.
To be fair, it was their bomb that did it, so it's not like you actually committed the crime.
They're less likely to say something than we are accidentally. I'm just saying, if we can diffuse future situations, that's... I mean, what are the odds that they don't hear anything? They go, well, fuck it, I guess we're doing another big old something or another here causing problems for us.
Sure, we keep an ear to the ground, we watch the windows and ships. What are they gonna do? We prep a reputation bomb, and as soon as we're ready to leave, we post that ship and go home.
Anyone else have anything that they want to say or do? Go ahead, the team.
Yeah, I'm not sure. As much as I want other people to be aware of things, it's like, is this any of our business necessarily?
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Blair, what is your goal?
For the next 4 days is to not get my brain fried by the people who have that bound to a damn keyboard macro.
And after that?
After that, I'll do the best to get us out of this situation, and then hopefully the rest of the people left found out of this. Right now, we're walking time bombs and slaves.
I mean, that's not going to change anything.
And it'll never change if I die over some damn vegetables.
True.
Give a fuck about the vegetables. There's people here. We're caught in the middle, and we could do something to keep them from getting hurt. People who have shown us kindness in our time here, despite us looking like freaks of nature to them.
Yeah, I mean, the medtech that we're currently borrowing their place of, they're not part of this whole thing.
We did something. We came, we fought them off, they fucked up.
Yeah, we're still here for another 4 days. Who knows what can happen in that time? But
And we'll
at this point-
deal with it then. Why are we inventing the problem for the next 4 days?
Sometimes the best cure is preventative.
Alright.
I mean, if we go out and do things, that also leaves this place unguarded if anything else does happen, though.
Yeah.
We can still, like, I literally have the contact info for the guy who thinks that they're mass producing food here.
Alright, so we assassinate him and then we tank the streamer and that's it? Or what?
I think he meant to get them off this people's back because they're not making food.
Well, I mean, they are
It's a
technically making food.
Technically.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, didn't the person say that they know they're not making food here? They're doing something much bigger.
With
I thought he said that it's not a garden. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just like a whatever rooftop greenhouse. It's bigger.
Yeah. The representative from Continental Brands knows that the people up here have some sort of corporate backing, and it is not your average rooftop garden. It is like a farm or something, and it is big enough that if it were to be replicated in other places, it would definitely cut into their profits and could cause all kinds of problems. Actually,
You want to trade off Continental Brands being allied with us for Petrochem?
That's a good point.
I will say, Blair, this is the first time you're hearing any of what they're talking about. Like, and your sort of your media knowledge is kind of accessing information, because before all of this, you were a investigative journalist. So you're hearing a lot of names for a lot of companies, and there is a part of you that, yes, is afraid of your brain being blown up, but there's another part of you that is, it is sort of tickling that little, there is definitely a conspiracy here of some sort.
Of course there is. No one sends the Paw Patrol over a fucking rooftop garden.
God damn it! I want that to be our new name.
That's actually what Sedusa wants your name to be, because according to her, you're never up against anything as bad as what they're up against.
To be fair, we've
That's
also
canon
like
now.
we had a lot more heavy hitters at one point.
I mean, we did just face like a building destruction level event, so I'd
Yeah.
say that's
You're slowly gearing up. I've yet to make the entire group cry though, so that's one thing. All right, anybody else want to say anything in this scene?
I think I've said.
Not Hazelnut. He is confused.
honestly,
His confusion is just growing more and more.
I'd say we just wait out our 4 days here, and then head back to where we need to go. And
That's
just
probably the wisest course of action.
anything else puts us at more at odds with more dangerous people, and I'd say we're not getting paid enough for that. I don't even know if we are actually getting paid for this.
You are.
Okay.
This
So
is.
cheers.
Thank you, Voice of God, for clarifying that.
I know what. When you were handed this operation, you were told that this was a high priority 2,000 ahead target.
2,000 ahead.
Per person, basically.
Right, so we need to start bringing
Oh.
back more heads. Got it.
Per person.
You thought I was street sweeping for fun?
So yeah. All right. Mr. B will go with the team consensus.
Bear, your head is ringing.
What's that?
Your head is ringing.
As in like a phone call?
Who's ringing?
Or...
Yeah, the agent is ringing. Your internal agent.
Yeah, I know. Who's ringing?
It is. We'll just call him Mr. Smith because a lot of the corporates like to use that. It is well, actually, it's Dr. Smith. He's lost in space.
The doctor, who is currently full of suspicions about this place, is currently ringing my brain.
Told you we should use the bathroom.
How does he have your number?
You gave it to him.
It is.
Yep.
Oh.
They had a full conversation. You might not have been. You were in the net when this happened, but yeah.
Yeah. I have the video of this. I have not had a chance to watch the video, so.
Yes. You haven't, and again, you still have some files you haven't gone through.
I have so much stuff. I still need to give a copy of the entire thing to our Blair.
Mm-hmm.
I assume media wants the tea.
All right. I'm gonna answer him, not give him any information, and just kind of talk about how his fuckboy investigator just got Max Tack called down on everybody. Because he knows what was going down over here.
That we have no control over.
I'm not talking to him yet.
Okay.
I'm saying like that's the plan. All right, team.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna deflect.
And Blair, are you accepting that information from? You know, if you get that information, just being the sort of person you are, you're gonna have a peak, most likely.
Oh no, I'm aware that we have it, and when I was talking about bombing this guy's reputation, I'm assuming the footage is viable enough I can spin it and use what I have. So yes, I'm banking on getting that and editing it over the next 4 days.
I don't know if y'all even know I got it. I think Mr. B's the only one because he's the one who asked me to do it.
Completely unrelated. Hey Hazelnut, can you get with Blair about that that deep dive you did into the systems? All right, I clicked. All right. I guess I'm gonna take this call. So, yeah. Hello, Mr. B.
Wait, do you go into this other room?
I'm just kind of like getting to the side, so I'm just not like being.
Hey,
Everybody's just like in the middle of me.
go ahead and go to the other room because I think this is going to be fun.
Goody.
This room. Well, you went to the bathroom, not the room behind it.
Okay, sorry. I thought we all got in the shower. That was like our new thing. There's a woman right here in front of me.
Yes, and she is sitting at the table, like very, very focused on her bowl of kibbles with the cheese flavoring and a little bit of sprinkle of the barbecue, and just like pretending that there's no way in heck she could possibly have heard any of that. And please don't shoot her.
I just looked over.
Maybe go to the bathroom?
Did nobody...
Hey, the acoustics are amazing in here.
Y'all have fun with that, I say as I go through the door. And I answer the phone. Yellow, Mr. B.
Not very prompt on that. Is everything okay?
Oh, you know, just somebody trying to weaponize your formula into heavy explosives.
Oh yeah, that was the guy before me.
The mess that we just cleaned up for you.
Yeah, well, look, we have nothing to do with the actual crew that decided to idolize our little advertisement. But on the other hand,
but we're both businessmen. We know how optics affect us.
yeah, and honestly, it wasn't that bad for us. Truth be told, but that does cause a issue that I was hoping you could help me with.
I'm listening.
Well, first things first. Did you see?
Do you see?
Right now, we've got a lot of people on high alert, considering TAC Max was right down our throats.
Yeah. But I heard that somebody swung some influence around and sent them off. Really wish I knew. Well, I gotta guess who that someone is. But did you see the farm? Like I asked. Did you take a peek?
This is not Mr. B pausing. This is me like trying to think for a second.
Go ahead.
Use that corporate speak.
Yeah.
Numbers. Business. Numbers.
Money.
I'm having a brain. I'm having a brain moment.
I'm still trying to synergize a solution to that. I'll circle back to you later.
Are you trying to figure out what to say, or is there something that you need me to provide some insight on?
I'm kind of just like trying to figure out a paraphrasing for the food that's not food, as well as
Something like there sure are a lot of empty calories on this farm.
not saying farm.
Whatever.
Besides, nobody say anything because this is on me to say. Sadly, my brain is not as quick-witted as Mr. B's would be in this situation.
Mr. Now I'm seeing you as Mr. Bean, and there has to be a Mr. Bean poser gang.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yes.
there most definitely is.
The joys of playing a high charisma character with low charisma IRL.
Yep.
They're just all different Rowan Atkinsons. It's a Blackadder group.
Yes.
There's a reason I don't play bards anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. There's a bear sculpt that is just the teddy bear from Mr. B.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, considering I had to get aggressive medical procedures and a rather delightful detox, my schedule's been just a little packed. But I am digging and I am working on confirmation. That takes time to cross my T's, dot my I's, and make sure that everybody's happy.
I appreciate that you're stalling right now, for whatever reason. But here's the thing. I have information that I'm willing to give you that would be useful to you if I know that we have an agreement. If I don't know we have an agreement, then we'll just move on and do what we're planning on doing already. But I think you could make some money. Now look, I understand. As corporations go, if you're going to put the corporation that shoves high, sweetened material and ridiculously addictive soda drinks into youngsters' hands versus the corporation that puts lovely little cabbages and vegetable gardens on top of buildings, we come out as the bad guy. But really, this is all very morally gray. If there is a corporation out there that is funding a bunch of farms that end up on top of buildings, how long do you think it's going to be until there's some sort of war? Gangs love rooftop farms. There have been wars already. You know this. So, really, does it matter? Does it matter if it gets blown up now or if it gets blown up later? The question is not, are we the good guys or the bad guys? In fact, I'm not even sure why we're even discussing that. The question is, who's got the ones and zeros?
I mean, the question is whether it gets blown up or not while we're still here. above table.
You've already gotten one payout simply for drinking the soda and giving a thumbs up, which we will turn into a lovely commercial, trust me. I am offering your group 1,000 to blow up that garden. And I tell you what, I'll offer you 500 to just not stop it from blowing up. It's the best deal you're ever gonna get. Can I count on you or not?
$500.
500 to do nothing.
Hmm. You know, we talk about morally gray, but you know what isn't morally gray?
What's that?
Your blue raz. Really interesting drink after having taken a sip of it. You know, they don't make them like they used to. They have something that the kids crave, whether they want to or not. There's a lot of things that you've been that you've really been trying to, play along with and have your little I'm super serious, I'm in control, I'm the businessman, I'm the doctor. But let's be honest, there's a lot of holes, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day what happens with Continental Brands. What matters is what happens with you. What happens to your career. So let's not play this, back and forth bullshit.
Are you telling me that you think you have some leverage on me because Lou Raz is a bit hard to put down?
Hard to put down. I'm pretty sure I've seen, top grade street drugs that, flush out of your system faster than this shit.
You know what? Nobody's putting a gun to the kids' heads.
Razmataz literally has put guns to people's heads.
Yeah, the people taking it are putting guns to people's heads. I should know. I've got bullets in me right now. With...
Okay, so you're not going to work with us, is what you're saying.
Go fuck yourself, and I click.
Okay.
All right, so he has some sort of plan to do something and blow up the place already.
Well, that doesn't sound great.
No.
Boy.
I mean, if nothing
Well,
else...
we might want to get our leverage put together faster than...
Yeah.
If nothing else, they might wear us down just through sheer attrition at this point.
Yeah. And it sounds like they were planning on doing the hard way. Regardless, they just wanted us to step aside, but, we were hired to stay here.
Yeah, I mean, stepping aside is quite likely to get our head exploded, so...
Yeah. But I didn't want to make a deal without the team consensus, so...
This is just the voice of God, and there's a part of me
this is
that's
just
like...
me being a shit.
It would be amazing if this came in from your agent, but at no point in time has the Pound ever said that they would blow up your heads. Or that there's a bomb in your
I've never
head.
been under that impression.
That there's a bomb in your head. I don't know where you got that thought.
I mean, that's generally what...
Cure your soul.
Yeah, that's
The
generally what people do when you sell out. They put a bomb in your head.
The entire cyber psychosis arc?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
Wait a minute.
that wasn't
I
okay.
sold in. I took a bullet for my team.
Look, that was the good doctor who put a bomb there. That was not the Pound per se.
It can be done.
Do we trust it? No.
the whole good boy system. Like, hold on.
I mean, he added nothing extra and was able to do that. Who's to say that the Pound hasn't learned how to do that from, like, what he did?
I'm just thrilled that you're willing to come up with all kinds of terrible things that I can do later. It's amazing.
So, here's the question. Now that we have somebody who is convinced, because I can't divulge any information about things, now he's still after us. And I mean, part of me wants to get the Jacks involved to try and get some extra help before this turns into an even bigger issue, considering how if they do anything to that farm up there, it's also, did anybody like make sure did anybody talk to the girl there?
To who?
No?
Who?
There was a girl in the other room right there.
No, she's still sitting very, very slowly, eating kibble, and saying over and over again, "Please don't shoot me or eat me, or whatever it is that you're going to do." I heard nothing. I heard absolutely nothing.
Yeah, she does not
I
perceive.
literally motioned to all of you to like make sure we're covered on that regard, and she stopped right there.
I gave her a thumbs up. She gave me one back. It's fine.
I know what you
She
did
does
on
not
the
perceive.
battlefield.
It's fine.
No, I just pointed the camera. Like I was like, you may think you know who we are, camera out of my shoulder, but we know who you are.
Whatever.
I mean,
Cool?
I don't,
Cool.
I don't see anyone else, so I assumed we were clear.
Yeah.
Like, where are
It's
you
fine.
seeing someone else?
So you'll only see her if you go in the room.
There's a knock on the door, by the way.
Yellow.
And the door opens.
But you're purple.
Ah, wait,
I'm going to throw you through a wall, Hazelbutt.
Hey, don't do that.
Not really.
Hides behind the cat.
hey, are you all done?
Yep.
Yeah, we're done. Thank you.
Can I talk with you and Scalpel for a second?
Me and Scalpel.
Yeah.
The rest of us will get out of her place,
Yeah,
and y'all can.
Yep, we're
Oh,
gonna
right, yeah.
thank you for your time.
Hide behind the raccoon.
Yeah, any dice. Tennis ball, something.
Also, can
Oh, yeah.
this is a player question. Is there anyone here who could repair some of my armor while I'm ping pong from place to place? Been wanting to ask, but just haven't had a chance.
You don't have like
And not.
yeah. As long as you have a basic tech, you can try. You can make a roll on it. It's not that hard.
It will take a full day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's,
I can start.
my tech
maybe get a
unfortunately is
little
not
quick.
allowed to is under basement arrest,
What?
and my
I
driver
could
is
try.
in the hospital. So
Okay. She's gonna say something, and then we're gonna go and switch over to Blair as Blair starts maybe looking through the footage. If you want to go ahead and do that. Is that a yes? No?
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. No worries.
Here you go, Miss Blair. Just hand you a chip.
So I was looking over the some of the med stuff. The med stuff. Very technical of me. I was looking over the diagnostics as we applied the rapid detox and all of that. There was some really unusual brain activity. I wanted to talk to you, as you understand, Scalpel, and to you, Mr. B. I'm honestly always worried when someone goes underneath the sort of extensive changes that you have. There is a bit of a history with individuals who go say this form and cyberpsychosis, amongst other things.
Yep.
But so the thing is, and she walks over to the chart and she pulls it up on the computer. Scalpel, if you could take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
I just nod along like I'm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Roll med tech as you're looking at it.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's gonna roll first aid to feel included. But I think we're good.
Oh.
Why is the dice number not coming up? It's a 9.
You rolled a 10.
No, I rolled a 10, but then this rolled.
I see the 9 over here too.
Yeah, it's a 9. The number just didn't pop up. So 31.
Okay. If you hadn't gotten as high as you did, you might not have noticed it. You are looking at the brain activity. You don't actually see that much of a risk of any sort of deterioration that you might associate with cyberpsychosis. What is your humanity at, Mr. B?
30 out of 80.
Yeah. No, he seems to be pretty cognizant and everything. There is something else, though, that you'd have to know to look or be really good to pick up. And that is the fact that, well, two things. One, the agent was going the entire time that Mr. B was underneath the intoxication. And also, apparently, based on this, seems to have not stopped at all.
What?
As in, it's still going. The agent seems to be still functioning, or at least, according to these readings, was the entire time that he was on the table.
But so someone's listening in, essentially?
Well, that's the question, because it's been on. Like, the meditation, I'd make a joke about, did you have games on your phone? Were you playing any while you were sitting there? Also, am I seeing this right? And she points to it, and with your 31, you're going to be able to figure this out. Do these readings look like an internal agent to you?
Do they look like an internal agent?
They do to a degree. The thing is like you're used to an internal agent and the sort of the weak AI that is used on an internal agent, but this is registering. Okay, don't freak out as this thought hits. But looking at it, it seems less like an internal agent and more like a secondary brain or a AI. Like a real AI functioning inside of his head.
Fuck.
She is gonna squint at that and be like, that's not just an internal agent.
Is that the thing that you were saying was on then during that? Not, or the agent was on too?
No, that is the agent. That is how the agent functions. So she's basically, the agent is still was on during the entire time. And she doesn't have any, like, even when they stopped monitoring you, near as she can tell, it's probably was still on, and this end is still on. And two, that it does not function like a regular, the minor AI that an agent has, which is, basically a more adaptive Alexa than anything. And this seems like it's a full, you don't know if you'd call it a personality, but it's definitely another brain. There's something else inside of you that is thinking on its own.
Hello? I wave at myself. I guess I just do a John Cena "you can't see me" to the untrained eye, but fuck.
So is this normal? Have you ever seen this? And I'll tell you, Scalpel, you've never like looking at this. First of all, you've never worked with equipment this good before because the pound technology, a lot of it is scavenged, and a lot of it is what is the word? Well, a lot of it comes from and is branded by the pound.
So probably wouldn't detect this if it was something that the pound put in.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
So with this second brain, would that make me a bipolar bear?
I mean, she chuckles, but it's the kind of chuckle that you do when, like, you're a terminally ill patient just made a really dark joke.
This is my coping mechanism as I just sit on the bed.
Okay, this is gonna sound odd, but I mean I've never interfaced with people from the where you guys come from again. You mind if I check you as well?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. And you get up on the table. You lay down. Wrong way, but whatever. And while that's going on, we're going to go to Blair and them. Hi, Blair. Hi, Hazelnut. Where are you guys going to go to look at this footage?
Hello.
I didn't really think we had options. I was about to sit in this hallway.
You could sit in the hallway. I will tell you the nice little family right over here. They're like a bunch of net runners, and you know that Hazel has already talked with them and made friends. Not that room, this one. This group.
They have a really nice closet.
They do. They do have a nice closet.
I've fallen for this one before.
We're not going in the closet.
But yeah, she got say you guys got something you got to look through, some files.
Yep.
Come on, decryption center, back here.
Can we borrow your couch for a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
A while longer.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you can see that they have like full setup, like brain dancing chairs set up for like watching and experiencing the same movie or the same game at the same time. See a couple of posters to elf lines as well. They totally have a guild and it's all family.
Family.
I'm so bad at that game. I always get scared by some of the monster designs.
All right, Blair. You are going sort of like you're going to look through this with whichever skill that you want to use that you have that you think is going to be applicable, and you will get a bonus of +1 from Hazelnut because Hazelnut's there and can kind of guide you along, and also the fact that you are in this room, which was designed with decryption and software editing in general. You get another +1, so you have a +2 to this roll.
So photography and film.
Yeah, you can absolutely look at it from as a film perspective.
Plus 22.
22. You get the information. You start messing around with it. Yeah, they've got a really Hazelnut had some really clear. It's like
Those trucks had really good cameras.
The trucks were designed to basically create full on like what is the right word for it? Like virtually TV quality / movie quality / brain scan quality footage. They were designed to create commercials and create the sort of commercials that you watch and after they're done you get really thirsty, that kind of thing. it's borderline subliminal how well the casting is on this. And with your expertise, you're able to pull out all of the things that were seemed to be downplayed and raise up, the words from the corp guy and the image of Razmataz shooting two of his own men, and yeah, this is pretty golden. If you were to post this, this would basically function as like, how many pieces of evidence? Probably about 3 or 4 pieces of evidence, because it's that solid. Using your media ability. And as you're going through, you can't help but notice there is this happy little file to the back. That it's also, it's not like a file like it's not like a secret file or anything like that. It is a file about an event. And it is kind of begging to be touched, but totally up to you.
I'll let Hazelnut make sure it's clean.
Yeah, you know that this is clean. You were able to, yeah, there's nothing.
Well then, fine, why not?
Okay. You open it up and you see this big splash page coming up, and it's full on Razmataz sitting there on a one of those really crappy fold-out chairs with a beach umbrella behind him, and he's sitting out there. He's got his shoes off. It looks like he just came out from the. It looks like he's at the beach, but the sort of person who would never go in the water. And he's got like just a collection of different drugs all around him, and he looks like he's super, chill. And he cracks open a cold one, and then he turns right before he takes a sip, and he looks to his side, sort of cocks his head, and you see, even though you've seen maps of Night City, there's no beachfront property in the combat zone, but you see what looks like the combat zone. You see the which one is it? It's the south one, South City. And you see he's looking over there, and you hear people crying out, we're thirsty. Oh, we're and guns are firing, and I died without a tasty beverage, and so on. And he just sort of like shakes his head. A small tear goes down the side of his cheek, and then he hears something, and he turns the other way, and you see these massive trucks. You've seen these trucks before. These massive trucks go through. He catches a ride, gets on top of one. He's now... Actually, he doesn't do that because that's too much for a Razmataz kind of situation. He just suddenly appears riding on top of the truck, still sitting in that same crappy chair, still has his umbrella, and he's pointing forward. And as he's pointing forward, these trucks crash through these police blockade into the combat zone, spin around, open up, and there's a bunch of gang members fighting. They seem to be awfully young. Like they're more like yo gangs than like full on gangs. But they were slaughtering each other, and they were just looking miserable and dirty. And the moment he gets there, everything goes quiet. They all turn to him. And he nods, says, "We gotta stay here. This is a Razmataz country." And he steps down, and as he steps down, he punches both the sides of the vehicle, and it opens up, and it's just full of blue Razmataz. And everybody gets a drink, and everybody is drinking, and it's suddenly a Coors Light commercial, except in this case it is a addictive soda that they are all drinking. And they're still having fun, they're still partying, it's still the combat zone, they're still shooting each other, but now they're laughing while they're doing it. And they are just really, really thrilled. And then the date comes, and you see a date that is 2 days hence from now. Razmataz will be bringing to the combat zone everything that you need. A refreshing beverage that will make you go wild. And then it cuts. And looking at it, apparently in 2 days' time, at 5 p.m., Razmataz is going to be there with these massive trucks. They're going to ride into the combat zone, and they are going to open them up and just give away free samples, free cans to everyone who shows up, everyone who wants one.
That seems really bad. We should probably tell the others.
I'll get to work so we can have something to throw out for them.
Ooh, we could get Mr. V to talk to the Jacks about it too.
Each consecutive can is 100 ads. I mean, why not get the entire combat zone addicted to a sweet soda?
What could possibly go wrong?
And then they'll put in vending machines that people will fight over. And become a small army of Continental brand poser. You're kind of like seeing this idea of the combat zone transforming from what it is now, which is, it's kind of can be a very terrible place. There's gang violence. There's all kinds of abandoned buildings and homeless and maelstrom and all that. But now replace all of them with poser razzmatazes. All of them. Except, unlike the actual razzmatazz, they don't know that they shouldn't be drinking that crap.
Yeah.
Like a horrified shiver, the tail goes full bushy.
Okay. Real quick, I'm going to go back to Scalpel and Mr. B, but first, what you doing, Satine? I don't want to leave you totally out of the loop. What would you like to do? Is there anything that you would like to do during this time?
He's just relaxing. It's fine. He'll catch up with everybody when they have all their information.
Okay. You absolutely can do that. Yeah. Oh, I will say, one of the young women from in here does come out and walks over to you. So, courtesy, just making the offer. It's up to you. 100 eds, and we will give you the brain dance for that. And 500 eds will give you the rights. Now, the software sets it up so that our faces have been modified. They can't know who we are. But I was just thinking, you're a rocker boy. Might make a nice video. Especially with your demographic.
Why not?
Okay. You hand over 500 eds then.
Yep.
Pleasure doing business with you. And if you ever want to do more pleasure, that'll be more business.
All right.
Okay. So, Sasha, you are back up. And just go ahead and move you back over there. And you, and we'll go ahead and just have Mr. B and this young woman who has walked out and left. Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah. Saw nothing. Saw absolutely.
You literally heard me talking about being a good person. You're fine. Oh.
I won't tell anyone that you're good. And she walks out the door.
Wait, what?
But
Damn it.
yeah,
Drink.
you look, and again, it is very, very subtle. If you didn't know what to look for, you would not notice this. And if it wasn't for the fact that she's got pretty nice setup in here, she can't function as a full hospital, but she is definitely can do anything a clinic can do here.
Mhm.
And you are seeing the exact same brain patterns. And currently, she still has it hooked up to check when you got off of the thing. And, got to hydrate and a stretch.
Okay.
Well, I just did the
Alright.
stretch, so.
Okay. And, it's still running. And it is basically, it looks like a secondary, not quite as sophisticated, not quite as, potent and powerful. Certainly doesn't have any connections to your motor functions that you can tell. But a second brain. An AI brain.
I guess that makes sense on how they're tracking our money.
That is true.
But can it see why kids love Toast Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
It is why, now that you're thinking about it, it is why when you get money, it is able to translate the idea, the abstract idea of value, and subtract and apply and everything. It is, quite frankly, the weirdest use you've ever seen for what is really sinister technology.
Yeah.
It's like somebody got control of the Frankenstein formula and then used it, the monster formula, and then used it to make a razzmatazz, They used it to sell beer.
You didn't have any weird thoughts of abstract values while you were under the influence of that stuff, did you, Mr. B?
It's always...
no more than usual. I mean, I am a business bear.
Yeah, it's just always thinking is the thing. It is as conscious as you are.
Now that I'm seeing that we all I have it as well, it makes sense to what it is. It's not something to worry about. At least I don't think so. Then again, maybe it's telling me I shouldn't think that.
It's true.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Beep barp, Bearbot is engaged.
She does turn around. It's like, look, it has no control over your motor functions whatsoever, or your higher reasoning. I can't say it whether or not it has any sort of. It would have any sort of subconscious effect. I don't know. It seems to be mostly cognitive, whatever it is.
Mhm. I'm pretty sure I know what the purpose of it is, so...
What's the
Well,
purpose of NES, though, really?
what?
Ooh, do I get to use my philosophy degree?
You have a philosophy degree?
Maybe.
I have a theoretical one.
Now, there's the other issue, because I was looking while working through your situation, Sasha.
Mhm.
It would take a lot of time and a more gifted technician than I certainly am to even begin to remove that without causing serious damage to your brain.
Yeah, I get the feeling removing it would probably not be the best idea.
I certainly couldn't do it. You'd need a much, like the doctor would have to be really good. Have to be a really good doctor.
I might say the good doctor.
Ah!
So what we're saying
Title
is that
card.
we need gosh, what's the name of the actor? Is it Daniel Day Kim?
I don't know.
Error 404.
Basically, just get a quick message to where it's like, oh, that looks like this is what's keeping our debt in control. We're not getting out of this until we pay our debt, probably.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you, Blair and Hazelnut and Satine, you all are informed that apparently there is a secondary brain inside of all of you. There's an AI, and not a happy little Alexa AI, not a little adaptive, how are you doing this morning AI, but an actual thinking other self inside of you.
I posted something.
What?
Love that for us.
It's great. It's great, really. We're super happy about this. This is fantastic.
It's what's keeping track of our debt.
Isn't it
That's
just
like
start
a drum.
shaking even more?
I put a pall on your like the back of your shoulders.
Yeah. Well,
I start shaking. What?
They're in they're in a different room, unless we've all kind of gotten together at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right.
yeah, we can move around it. That's not a.
Yeah. If Scalpel sees Hazelnut shaking, she will basically pick him up and place him in her lap and hug.
That's so sweet.
Aww. Does calm down, but just kind of like reflectively is hugging back.
And I assume Hazelnut is when you informed them of what's happening in 2 days from now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. So what's our plan to stop that one?
You get a feeling, Bear, Mr. B,
Yeah.
that is probably what you would have gotten information on if you had accepted the offer from Dr. Smith.
Yeah.
Actually, roll business.
I
Roll
just want to
business
go back to
again.
the pound and hide. It's not even been a day.
Don't worry. little one.
Roll again.
I'll
10
keep you
plus.
safe.
So 24.
You can't help but think, if you were going to do something truly terrible that you didn't necessarily want to have associated with your corporate icon, though you wouldn't mind if people kind of thought that maybe you had something to do with it, but they just couldn't prove it, it'd be really good to do a big, huge, major corporate stunt at the same time that the problem, whatever that problem happened to be, was being dealt with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I wonder if we can preempt his thing and, like, what if we can stop his event from happening beforehand? Because it looks like, everything points to the attack being at the same time. If we can intercept the day before, fuck up his plans, or even get the Jacks involved to take care of that.
You realize
Right.
every time you said the Jacks now, I'm going to have to make a fifth one. Because there's no way I can not make the Jackson 5.
I thought there was gonna be just a drunken one called the Fifth of Jack. Hey everybody!
Oh my god.
Up the fifth suit. Up, they're up on it again.
There is Wild Jack.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
What
you
about
go.
Candle Jack?
Oh, don't say it.
I mean, I thought all Jacks were wild.
Suicide Jack.
What kind of? It's a funny playing card deck. It's literally like a Jack that can be any of the 4 suits.
But yeah,
I was also making a card joke because in some
I know.
in some gambling things Jacks are wild.
Jacks are wild. Aces are 1s or 10s.
as the fifth one gets lighter each time, Michael. Michael Jack.
Yeah, team. So what do we want to do about this?
I mean, seems like a decent enough plan.
I feel the time for negotiation may have passed, or at least has become significantly harder.
Yep.
Well, we can make the event pretty bad. Probably have a riot started.
Could we
Awesome.
co-opt the? You've been in their systems before. Could you have footage of him shooting his guys and all of the blunders and disasters, maybe interspersed with, some of the latest medical findings on the addictiveness of it, kind of essentially just blaring beforehand?
Like, peeks over at Blair. I think Miss Blair was working on that already.
Well, here's the thing: you can set up a media blitz of that nature, and you can find a way to upload it. Currently, because you have sort of tipped your hand to them, they are going to sort of be watching and will. They might have a chance to do some damage control. What you might want to do, I mean, it's totally up to you, and this is just sort of like your business sense thinking. The idea of maybe trying to stop the event from even happening, because the event will also give them a whole lot of cred, to the point that they might not even care about the other thing. So if you stop the event, then upload, you might have a much better shot. Or you could use uploading the event as a distraction while you you could use uploading the whatever Blair creates as a distraction, let them go ahead and try and take it down, and then while they're doing that, then you could, if you could find out where, like they're keeping the trucks and all that, you could hit that spot.
Do you think you can get into their systems again quickly? Hazel?
Probably.
Sorry, are you okay with me shorting it to Hazel? I don't think I ever asked.
That's what a bunch of the docs called me. Yeah.
Did anybody just call you Nut?
One, they didn't let her come back.
Honestly, they're your two best bets for getting that information as far as where, like, they're keeping their trucks and all that, where they're setting this up, is either Blair going through the media or reaching out to somebody who has contacts in this particular area of the city. Which, that would be the Jacks.
It is the Jacks. Yeah.
It's up to you.
Blair, it's your information, your strategy. What do you think we should do?
I think if we release the info first, they're going to know we got it from their systems, and then it'll probably make it harder for Hazelnut to get in. So maybe we prioritize the trucks. Then when they don't deliver, we double down with the footage.
I will say, Blair, it does come to mind that wherever it is that they have the trucks might have a place that Hazelnut could hack in such a way, or do a net run and like set up a virus that would have the footage you created coming from their own media stores, because it'd be a hell of a lot harder.
And I'm saying whatever we do, let's make that move first, post second.
Well, I mean that could kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, that's
at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying, if I don't know why I'm agreeing. I'm the DM. I mean, do whatever you want. I'm just saying that would work. What? Yeah. Basically.
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. We get with the Jacks to get information, maybe, whatever support they can provide on this, by sharing that they're possibly going to cause an overflow from the combat zone of a bunch of hopped up, gang freaks going crazy. And they're doing that to essentially, like, blow shit up in their territory. So they are probably going to ask about, what's going on upstairs here, considering how crazy they are about it. The Continental brand's not. Thoughts?
That's at least an
I'm
idea.
sorry. Yeah, above table. Can you say that again, please? I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to like say like, do we get the Jacks involved, and then like, you know, pretty much say it's not what Continental thinks is going on up there, but they're gonna probably press for details, which is the problem.
I mean, Jax just wanted us to get Continental back down, right?
Yeah, but Continental's like escalating and blew up a city block, or like blew up
Yeah.
half the street.
Well, actually,
And
the
that's
Jacks.
exactly.
If you remember correctly, the Jacks did want to know what was going on with the garden because it was an oddity to them that Razmataz and his whole crew showed up for that little honeypot trap that they set up. Like they had no idea. Like that sort of tipped them off that more is going on, and they saw Mr. B talking with the corporate guy from Continental Brands. So they have asked, like, what's going on with that garden up there?
I'm not really good with this kind of corporate espionage kind of stuff, so
I'm trying to go for the consensus because I wanted to go that route originally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, is it if we do we want to deal with Continental or do we want to deal with someone with probably more resources than Continental wanting this place instead? I mean, short term, maybe we could get Continental to back off by telling them that it's not food stuff. But it.
I was
and
talking
that
about the
might-
Jacks.
that- okay. Okay.
Where
I
you
really
can
don't know.
try and
I mean, to be fair, we can actually give them part of the truth because if they just want to know why they're aiming for it, because they think there's a big ass farm up there.
what do I do? Just go like, well, and trust me, we checked into it. There's no worries about them, you know, handing out green groceries at the corner.
I mean, you can tell the truth that it's not actually giving that much.
I'll tell you this.
We were given all the details about the farm up top, right?
Hmm?
Like
We've
we
not,
all
we've not been told any details. We've inferred details.
Yes, you haven't
yeah,
like
we can tell that the actual amount that's edible, or at least should be edible, is actually roughly how much like a normal
garden worth,
rooftop
basically,
garden
yeah.
would.
But if we don't want that information to get out that they're doing that kind of stuff up there, anyways, already out. But you know what I mean.
I will say this: the person that the Jacks represent, they represent. See, somebody figured this out. I can't remember which one of you did.
But like the king.
Petrochem.
No, the Jacks do not work for Petro. The Jacks work for Rex Royal,
Yeah.
who is a he's a fixer, and he sort of protects in a way. He offers protection for the people in certain parts of the combat zone and make sure that there's no spillover. He just sort of he kind of like watches the line on that, as well as doing all the other things that a fixer does, and makes tons of money and all that crap.
I mean, do we need to tell the Jacks what's going on? We could just say that there's what Continental Brands are up to.
What do we say when they press on it?
Will they press on it?
Probably, because they called me asking about it.
And give them as
I mean-
little information as you can.
All right.
While still
I mean,
being honest to a
Yeah,
degree.
while still being honest.
Yeah, it's like they're interested because, hey, why are they pushing? The reason they're pushing, they think there's a huge farm up there that's feeding a lot of people.
Or they want to like help with the
Yeah, they-
distribution, maybe. If they think that's what it is.
Everyone roll a streetwise real quick.
Right. Let me see if I even have any. Oh, I have cool, so that's a free 8. 11. I am the wisest to this street. I also think that like part of my struggle is like I don't know Cyberpunk as well as many, so like probably making more mountains out of molehills.
Uh,
To be fair, the jacks are my own sort of contribution to the lore in this case. I just thought it'd be cooler for X.
Oh, I just mean like
had some
in general.
enforcers.
I mean, funny enough, I've actually talked about some of Rick Royal's possible gangs with Sasha because I had a character for his combat zone controller.
Nice. So what everyone get?
11.
Okay, Sasha, what'd you get?
What are we rolling, sorry?
A streetwise.
Streetwise. Do you have that at all, player?
I mean, look, I probably don't. But I'm going to look anyway.
Why is the dice numbers not showing up?
Right, that is. Cool.
I might have a chance.
Streetwise or social?
Nope,
Uh,
is.
That's
Oh.
7. Yeah, it's under social.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not getting that so and so rolled something, whatever coming up. I'm just getting like it's not showing for me.
yeah, the logbook
Changed
is
up.
being weird.
I know we got some dice like out of the area. All right. Did anyone get?
But even when it's rolled outside of the area, it's supposed to still come up.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
But it's not been coming up at all for me.
Yeah, it looks like you didn't roll. What it's saying.
I did.
Somebody rolled a 10.
No, that
that
was
was
yeah, that was Hazelnut.
That was an old one, yeah.
Try rolling one more time, Sasha. I just want to see.
I'll try keeping it in the bounds just in case that.
Yeah.
See, now it's showing
Nope,
now.
I saw that.
Okay.
That was an 8.
I wonder if past a certain point it's considered outside the game board.
No, no. All right. Who?
Well, no, because that 3 you rolled still showed up. Q. Oh, no, wait, it was Jin that rolled the 3.
Yeah, that was
never mind.
that was me.
Okay.
And it wasn't that far. It was less far out than Jin's roll.
Who got a 15 or higher?
Me.
Blair, what'd you get?
There.
What's the check one more time?
A streetwise.
Streetwise.
It's under
Hey.
social.
Everyone at once was too much.
A streetwise.
Sorry.
So what'd you get?
I'm looking for it. Hold on.
It's under social.
You rolled a 2.
7 plus 15.
Okay, so you got a 15 as well?
Oh, no, I rolled a 2, my bad. Yeah, I thought I rolled a 7. No, I rolled a 9, my bad.
Okay, all right. If you'd gotten a 10, you would have gotten it just because you're most likely the person who would have some information about the outside world because more of your memories are back than just about anyone else's. And also just being a media, you have a lot of information at your fingertips. In this case, Hazelnut, you just you just have a little bit of information of just like how things work in this area of town, just from sort of like scanning and watching things. You don't think that Rex Royal cares if there's a garden on top of an apartment complex. That is not something that would piss him off or annoy him in any way. That's just community.
If
that's just
anything, it'd be
community.
good for business for him.
Yeah, that's just good community work. And honestly, he has no interest in Continental Brands doing more business than they are already doing.
Yeah, because he's primarily an arms dealer.
Yeah, he cared for his people, though.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a reason he's the major fixer.
Yeah.
That
I
sounds like
would.
someone I would get along with.
Yeah,
This
I would
gives
actually
it
share
down.
that with him.
All right, then that's what we'll do. We'll share what we're at liberty to share.
All right, make the call.
All right, call the Jack of Hearts.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Bone picks up pretty quickly. Yo, what's up, my bear?
Just lots of fun. So we'll get right down to it.
Mm-hmm.
Continental Brands is getting ready to, in I believe 2 days' time, launch a attack while they also have attack on that apartment complex once again, as well as
Didn't they just didn't Maelstrom just blow the place up?
yeah, that's the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I was worried about you guys. All right.
I mean, yeah, things are things right now, but sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. It's my voice. Smooth like butter.
It is. Absolutely. So we found out that the whole blue Raz thing, kind of is a major, like, we're talking serious, like, street grade addiction that gives illusions of grandeur, among other things.
Wait, we talking about the soda?
Yes, the soda. It has been, let's just say it's been tampered with to be more than just a sugary drink. But they're advertising lots of activity in the combat zone for 2 days from now. They're going to be giving that stuff out. So we're trying to kind of put a wrench in that before it causes a lot of good people to get hurt for no fucking reason.
More addictive than boosters.
Yeah, more addictive than boosters. Sorry, I'm not the best with this med stuff.
I mean, does anyone under the age of 20 even drink Blue Raz? Barry? Anything?
I mean, yeah, most of the people that drink it are below the age of 20.
Yeah, but they're giving it out for free. Free.
No. I get it. It's just
truckloads.
It's just these assholes are basically targeting the youth.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're targeting kids.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. Fuck these guys. Okay. Well, wait. They're going into the combat zone. How are they going to survive? I mean,
They've got some big, heavy-duty trucks. They're giving out, like, they're... we're kind of going off of, like, what info we have of theirs, but, like, they're going to be bringing in them heavy-duty trucks like they had before. I don't know, I think they're just looking for, like, they're going to get a swarm of people, like, ooh, our guy's there, and, I mean, this is an assumption, but he's not exactly been shy about, pawns and human shields.
those were some big fucking trucks.
And even though he didn't know how to use it, there's a lot of firepower behind him.
All right.
Actually, do I have a list of the things that were on the trucks?
Yeah, because we could definitely give that to them.
Just do me a quick roll, electronic security.
But yeah, Jack, I'm kind of talking to my people. I'm talking to my experts while I'm talking with you, so I apologize if there's some delay.
I know. I'm all about going to the experts. What's up? What'd you get?
That is 20.
20. They're basically, I mean, when you compare it to the sort of hardware that the average just gangbanger has in the combat zone, they got guns, but the guns tend to be scavenged, and they're, it's a dangerous place, but it's not dangerous because it's super high tech, and those vehicles are basically mammoths. They are tanks. They without like a full, okay, we're bringing out all of our rocket launchers. They're not going to be able to put a dent in those things.
So they're basically refitted APCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got heavy duty vehicular hardware. Like, it would take a lot for anybody in the combat zone to scratch it, let alone take it out.
All right. So what is it you want from me exactly? Because you've already got my interest. Go ahead.
We're trying to lock down where those trucks may be, because we're going to go for a 1-2 punch. We're going to shut down the event and then, well, use that to kind of drive it home to keep them the fuck out of this business.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sick. Listen, I'm just going to level with you. I don't like seeing people getting caught up in shit. Pisses me off. And I want them to stay the fuck away from anybody who's just trying to live their life. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to minimize any more catastrophe down here. And I'm gonna do my best by the people who are involved here.
That is a good to hear. Good to hear. I appreciate that. That makes this all this much easier and much easier to explain to my employer. They got hardware like that, especially in this area. We should be able to pinpoint it. I can put some people working on that, and I can get you some information. But after,
sorry.
Yeah, after that, it'll be up to you to do the actual hit, though. Because again, you know, if we come down hard on Continental brands ourselves, then, you know, there's a lot of stuff that they do provide when it comes to sustenance that they could cut off. So, you know,
last thing I want to do is cause problems for you and then by extension the people here. So
all right, I'm going to get you
your auxiliary support.
Yeah, I'm going to get you a location, and I'm going to get you something else. I'm going to send over a jack of diamonds. Okay?
Okay.
You come up with a list, and you send it to me, and I will send it to Jack of Diamonds. You will put out the cash, and we will get whatever you think that you might need for this. No markup either.
Appreciate you.
Think of it as your own little personal night market.
110%, and yeah, we'll keep in touch.
All right. Oh, so what's going on up top anyway? Little garden, little, some cabbages, some carrots, a couple of pigs maybe.
You're not gonna be seeing green grocers on the street corner. I can assure you of that.
That's a shame. We like a community project.
It'd be nice.
Right.
I mean, they got a little bit of something going on, but honestly, a lot of what they're trying to do is like shit.
All right. Okay. Be in touch. Just send over the list. Last conversation until we've got this handled, though, because, back and forths and so on.
Yep. Sounds good. See you at the after party.
Yeah. And hangs up. All right. You are going to get, you're pretty sure, and it's not going to take too long. You are probably going to get information of where the most likely target is. You'll probably get a little info about what's, actually in that area, though you might want to do some scouting of your own. And you can all look through, the happy little black chrome books and so on with your whatever cash you got. And and pick out some things. Anything that you want that is cybernetic related, which is unlikely given most of you are chromed to hell and back. If it's clinic or less, obviously your medtech here can do it. If not, they can, Diamond will set you up one way or the other. So basically, you have 1 to 2 days of downtime. Up to you on how many of those days you want to spend on that before you need to go hit the event. Some of you might want to use at least one of those days to heal.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
Yeah.
It is nap time. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I am planning on
I
I'm
really wish my headset would stop killing itself.
No.
Yeah, I'm going through just
Yeah.
looking. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. I'm looking at the night market index.
Oh yeah, there's
Is that?
tons of fun stuff.
Oh, it tells you what every book, what every book that it's in. Okay. Not what they do.
Yes. Out of curiosity, how much do you have, Satine? Money wise, not debt, just money.
Yes. Okay. Let me look. I have. Oh no, that's my debt.
It should be on the bottom right of the second page.
Thank you.
It'll be under your ammunition, and cash.
Okay. Bottom right.
Above fashion.
I never put that down.
What?
Okay,
That was silly.
we'll come back to you. Hazelnut, how much cash you got? Hazelnut?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, my headset likes to do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
460.
I'm having problems with my headset right now.
Okay. And how much cash do you have, Scalpel?
Scalpel has 1,060.
Okay. Mr. B, how much cash do you have?
580.
And how much do you have, Blair? Blair at all?
500 flat.
505? Okay. The moment you start sort of like thinking about all the ordnance that you might want and the fact that you have access to picking it up, your little internal agent informs you that they are more than happy to extend you 5,000 credit apiece.
Of course they are.
Of course. Yeah. Nope.
Up to 5,000. Up to 5,000. So.
Okay, so this is maybe bad. I just checked my gear and it says I have 500 worth of tech scrap. I think that was from a previous fight.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to get some of that, like converted, like
Sell
Like-
off for the actual cash.
yeah,
value.
sell off or whatever to like or trade?
You can do that. You can do that because basically they're fixers, and the fixers, the way they work is they have techs, so the techs will take that. But yeah, look, it's
Use that for
just
credit.
I'm just saying that you could take 5,000 up to 5,000 out in debt, get yourself some nice toys, and then pay it off later. I mean, you're gonna get 2,000 for this anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, you should get 2,000 worth. I mean, you might as well. Just saying.
Getting some war armor, bitch. I have a question. So if you're wearing medium armor that penalizes your reflex, you can't evade, right?
Correct. Unless you have a
Reflex
processor.
yeah, reflex coprocessor. That's right, culture nerd. It's a tarp. Everyone loves a tarp. But seriously, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to go through each of you, find out what you're going to do on the first day and then the second day. And you will have time, because I'm not going to force you to figure it out right now, to look through all the books and see if there's any special toys that you want. And then we will sort of set up for the next session, because the next session will actually be, you will basically be standing in front of the building or whatever it is that you need to hit to disrupt this whole situation. Because obviously I've not had time to build this building. Good lad. Good God.
I just need to go turn my spaghetti off real quick so you can start with somebody.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, Blair et al. First day. You don't have to do any healing, it looks like. And your armor is relatively good. You could leave it at 10 if you wanted to. Is there anything specific you want to do this day other than working on the thing? If you spend the whole day working on the thing, you'll get a bonus to the roll as far as how intense it is. But you could, look up other information. You can do anything you want, honestly. You could go out, whores and hookers. I don't care.
Let's get this done and get it done right.
Okay. All right, cool. So you were working on your project on the first day, for sure. And the second day, same, or?
Yeah, I guess I can't heal and work on it, can I?
Well, you'll be, you could just be good with this, having worked a full day on it, and then you could heal the second day if you needed to. So yeah, you could just have that day to relax. Huh?
I'll work on it more to make sure I don't mess it up.
Okay, so you are fully focused in on this. And I'll tell you what, you do have a med tech right here, and I'm not even talking scalpel, you have, call her Shirley. She'll hit you with a speed
Don't
heal.
call me Shirley.
No, not scalpel. this lady, no.
I know. I was making.
I know Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, no, I got it.
Yep.
So yeah, she'll juice you up so you'll be at full, as far as that's concerned. And yep, you will put it all on that. And this thing is gonna be a winner. Just don't roll a 1. Okay. The horrors of all games. Scalpel. What do you want to do this first day? Scalpel.
Sorry, my headset died again. Could you repeat the question, please?
What do you want to do with the first day?
I am going to rest and heal up.
Okay. And how much is that going to heal you all the way?
Yes. It will only bring my subdermal up to 10.
Mhm.
So preferably, I would prefer to heal for the second day.
Okay.
But would that also, would I be able to heal and get an item, or do I need to choose between one or the other?
No, the shopping will be its own thing. This is if you have any other business you want to do. So yeah, you could totally do that. So you'll just be fully healed, basically. Okay. All right.
Because I've got plenty of street drugs. I don't need to worry about that. Not street drugs, pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, you're good then. Hazelnut, you're not hurt at all. Do you want to do anything special these 2 days?
Could I hop on the net and hustle?
You can't.
It takes a week to hustle.
Yeah, you can't hustle, but I will tell you this: if you wanted to, you could spend a couple of days just skimming the net and the garden and all of that, and trying to acclimate yourself back to Night City, and maybe trigger some memories and find out, like, who you were and so on.
Okay.
Okay? All right, you're going to be working on that. All
The
right.
scalpel doesn't need help, so just doing this.
Okay. So, Satine,
Yes.
She'll probably interrupt you for a cuddle now and then.
what would you like to do these 2 days? Obviously, you need to do some healing.
Yes. I'm okay with just healing for the 2 days because I lost quite a bit of HP.
Okay, and we'll go ahead and assume somebody will. You'll also get some work done on that armor and get it up. So basically, that's enough to get you up to full as well. All right.
Right.
And I will let you do a charisma roll if you want to release that video, or you could wait until sometime you could hand it over to Blair and get a bonus from it, because Blair can make it all nice and special.
I will hand it over to Blair eventually. Yes.
Okay, good idea. Okay. And finally, Mr. B. Other than healing, is there anything you want to do?
How much healing do I get for a day?
Your
body.
Your body plus this med is like enough for like a home base thing, so you get a +1 to that.
So it would take me 2 days to fully rest.
Okay.
I think Mr. B's just kind of making preparations, maybe trying to pull the tech specs we have, just kind of like going through, trying to make a plan of action on like how quickly we can break these things, fuck them up.
We have stretch and hydrate and such again.
Yes, we have stretch, hydrate, all from lovely Shinzoros. Okay. Now,
I have a question for the team, actually.
Okay, go ahead and ask.
Are we gonna try and go? What is our plan to approach? Like, we don't need to have our equipment and everything, but like, are we going loud? Or are we gonna try and like sneak in, take people out quietly? Like, what is the plan?
I'd prefer to be quiet about it, if we can manage that.
We might be able to get a car out of it that way too.
Yeah. My driver needs a new ride.
Yeah, because his ride was kind of totaled.
Including his body.
Yeah. I need to check in on him, actually. I'm gonna call and send him a night. I'm gonna spend whatever 30 eddies worth of goodwill and like I appreciate you basket.
Okay.
Get well soon.
You're gonna send him a 30 Eddie get basket. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Look, I'm gonna put a note. I would send more, but I'm literally, I'm kind of going crazy right now with business.
No, it's understandable.
We're so high on business.
Okay, what is
your business?
How much would a decent gift basket be?
Your business is more important than your employees. I get it.
How much is a decent gift basket?
I will hand you 60 to add to it.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice. That gets like food and drink and creature comforts. That's like enough to make you feel cared for. And I go pretty well, Shins. We are almost done with this session, just because of where we are in it. But we have gotten a lot of stuff done when it comes to the story. This was not a big, huge combat session, but then again, the last 2 sessions have been nothing but combat. So, and next session is going to be the big blowout, depending on how they handle this.
Hey, Satine.
No, go ahead.
Have you checked in with the runner type lady that was like the bouncer or whatever who was looking after him?
Oh yeah, my fan, my super fan.
A sneak peek of your latest release. I don't know.
Probably. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay. Is anyone going to talk with or ask any questions real quick before we sort of wrap this up from any of the or make any do any informing any of the denizens of the apartment complex?
We should probably talk to the husband and wife.
Can I talk to them at the same time?
Honestly, I mean, I feel like if there's gonna be shit going down,
Mm-hmm.
better
You
for
should
them
at
to
least
be in
know
the
about it.
They should know about it.
Okay. And of course, I keep changing names like the entire time. So
The
yeah, I know Lydia. I'm trying to remember what I called him. We're just gonna go with Mikey. Lydia and Mikey. So they're gonna do what in a couple of days? You think?
Pretty sure they're gonna be putting together a big PR event and launching a big attack on this place.
What do you think we should do?
We are going to be taking an operation to try and curtail their cover. But we are here to there's a lot of people here who are not involved in any of this who just have a place to live. I'm gonna do my damnedest to take care of this problem. If there's any support or help you can offer, if there's any favors you can call in to like keep this place watched, but we're gonna do our best to kick them the fuck out.
This is Lydia. She puts a hand on Mikey's shoulder. So you guys are gonna go off and mess with them. That's what you're saying, right?
We are going to go and take out their big event, leave them vulnerable, and try and stop anything from happening here in the first place.
How long will you guys be gone?
Do we have a rough estimate, like with how far away with the info that we get?
Like I mean, you can just say a day because you have no idea because you're still gonna have time to like sort of case the joint. So
Probably a day to get everything in order, make sure we have a plan going in, and get them.
Michael, I can get some people over here for a day.
Sorry to impose on y'all, but we want this done and handled for everyone's sake.
And Mikey's like, I don't understand why this guy has to go so crazy over some tomatoes and this doesn't make any damn sense to me. And Lydia's got that look.
I meet that look of hers.
She meets your look with the look of
Yeah. They just want to poison the kids, I guess. I don't know.
all right. Yeah. Go do that, and we will prepare. And it sounds like they're gonna bring some ordnance done.
Above the
Afterwards.
table.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Does he not know? Has he been up there? Like
He's been up there, but he's not the sort of person that would like. I mean, he might come as like, "Hey, when are we gonna get some of that corn? Oh, that corn's not ready yet." That kind of thing. You get the feeling that he's always been sort of more muscle, and she had been more of the
brains.
the brains of whatever crew that they used to run in back in the day. Now, from your interactions with Mikey feels like he's the dad that comes to the soccer games who just wants everybody to be friends and have a good time.
True alpha male.
Yeah, you're kind of not sure exactly how he survived being an edge runner. And maybe that's why he is in the situation that he's in, and maybe that's why Lydia is doing what she's doing, because she wanted him off the streets.
Yes, save that man.
Hey Blair, hey Hazel. Thought.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few associates in this very apartment who are pretty darn good with their, I don't know, whatever you'll call your techie hacky stuff. But would they? I mean, you got a bunch of the kids. They know what's hip. They might be able to help spread the word. Might help your, disinformation campaign.
Thought we were trying to keep them out of this so they could go back to normal lives.
What they're doing is sharing a funny, a wild video.
Yeah, what a funny meme. They don't need much more context than that.
If they're what makes or breaks us, then we don't deserve to win. Let's keep them out of this.
All right, I'm just trying to leverage any resources we have as far as sure, you know what's hip and happening with the kids.
I'm trying to think of a better phrase than "don't shit where you eat."
And also, I mean, if you had gone with it, it would have been fine because, they do have that old net running thing. But there is something to be said about using them as resources, Mr. B. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm just... She literally said, okay, kids, go and scrub the network.
No, yeah, she's actually, yeah, like I said, she could do it, absolutely. But I have sympathy for Blair's position for sure.
No, I get it. I'm just essentially the idea is we're also trying to do anything we can to protect the home.
Okay. Anyway, okay, so you won't be talking to them. That's fine. Feel free to warn everyone that something's going down on that particular day, so that they can either hunker down or prepare. Maybe go visit their mother and so on.
Safe, be prepared.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, we've got what everybody's getting healed up. Everyone's getting their armor repaired, and because you're gonna have time for that. Blair is gonna be working hard, and working hard on the media blitz, and you all have the option of doing a nice little buy whatever you want. That is up to 5,000 from Black Chrome and all that. This is like I said. This is basically treat this as a night market situation.
I already think I know what I want to buy.
Cool. Absolutely. Go ahead.
No, I was being stupid. You're fine.
Okay. Then if we don't have any other business, I believe this is going to be we're going to end the session here. Not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday will be you standing outside of a large nondescript building that is filled with Continental brand corporate enforcers and at least 2 tank-worthy vehicles filled with soda. And just so you know, this is not going to be a razzmatazz situation. These are going to be professionals. So, be prepared.
I just hope one of them follows their Continental training and shoots one of their own guys with a shotgun point blank and kills them.
Again, that is not Continental Brands training.
Could have fooled me if that was not.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Coach Nerd. Continental Brands training is that they're all fed on snack bars from the vending machines. That's like where most of their funds go.
Oh boy.
They're all like borderline sick. We have no nutrients, yes, but we have to eat the bars. If we don't eat the bars, who's going to eat the bars? Jesus. Anyway. But yes, thanks everybody for showing up. We'll see you not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday. And of course, if you're also watching Monday Monster Squad, Geek Squad, that Monday we will also be doing that. We are still in the middle of that battle, and we will see how well they do fighting monstrous cybernetic animals, while sobbing tears. Yeah. That'll be fun. Let's see. Okay, is anybody who is in the channel currently going to continue to stream? Because if so, I will raid into you. Nope.
Sadly, I finished my stream before I came over here.
No worries. You know what? Goth Gamer Goblin is still running, so we're gonna go visit Goth Gamer Goblin and watch her build some Legos, if you wish. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. I hope you appreciated, had fun with this. Sorry that it wasn't a big bombastic combat situation, but you have to do some talking. And once again, Sedusa is going to be like, "Oh yeah, no, we fought for our lives, and what did they do? Oh, did they have a conversation? Oh, did they get to eat salad?
Valid.
That is going to be the whole thing.
Yeah, got to eat some salad, do some cuddling.
Yeah, cuddling, salad. All right. Here's the raid. But for now, bye.
Laters. Ooh, a chain knife? That's cool as shit.
Yeah, the IMI chain knife.
It really is. So, do we just like spend a list, or can we just say what we were getting right now?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'm gonna look into things.
The Magnum Opus Hellbringer. Ooh.
We raided right into an ad.
I'm just
course we
getting a
did.
grapple gun.
That feels like a Mr. B gun, honestly. The massive double action revolver with only 3 bullets.
Yeah, and feel free to go to the Taylorism site and look at their DLC list, because there's a lot of cool stuff in there as well. They just recently released a April Fool's piece with a whole bunch of really cool toys, actually.
Yeah, speaking of, the thing I want is from that one.
Okay, well, there you go.
The Hello Kitty Hyper Hammer.
Oh, you're going to go for the hammer. Gotcha,
right.
gotcha.
I need to pull that up on my computer. I only have that on my phone.
The 5d6 damage that doesn't have SP. Melee weapon.
But it has that other ability. If I remember correctly.
Lets you roll twice or something like that?
Yes, it lets you roll crit twice, so that's pretty nice, especially with 5d6, because you got a good chance to crit.
Yeah. And if you have body 8 or lower, it insults you for being too weak.
Yes.
In a nasally, high-pitched voice.
Well, I hope you all had fun. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and you got a little peek into some of the like the Geek Squad is like neck deep in the comings and goings of the pound, but you've gotten a little peek now into some of the stuff that's going on, and quite frankly, the Geek Squad would love to be able to tell you what they know, and would love to hear what you now know.
Do we get any IP for the session? Or...
I can't imagine why you would.
I mean, we were here. We did things.
Yeah, that's true. You did do things. Yeah. Give yourself 60 IP.
Excellent.
And enjoy.
Christmas already.
That's exactly what I need to go up to a new rank of Medic, so that's what I'm gonna do.
What was the new one called? New DLC?
12 Days of Cutie Mass.